Hey, everybody. This is Three Boys, One Brain Cell.
Yeah.
My name's Chuck. That is Joel.
Pyro.
And the lovely human in between
And I'm Aaron.
is Aaron.
He's our special guest today.
I'm here to steal the brain cell.
He's already made us restart once.
Let's not talk about that. Let's go on to do this song.
Is My First Christmas as a Woman
Yeah.
by the Vandals.
The Vandals.
So we know you're super excited about this.
I'm met to it. I'm not angry about the Vandals. It's just I haven't found a whole lot of Vandals that I love. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know.
I'm guessing they're punk.
Yes.
Okay.
And they're right up Chuck's alley. They're very silly.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
They're funny.
I've never heard anything from them, so I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, you're in for one. And we were warned that this might be a little controversial, so we will be deciding at the end of the song whether this goes Patreon only or not.
Yeah.
Shall we?
Sounds
Absolutely.
good. Let's go.
I'm not a real girl. With Christmas upon us, it's time to be honest. Follow my dreams and to face a life of delusion and gender confusion that no longer will be the case.
I never wanted army men or basketballs. I only wanted pantyhose and Barbie dolls. And dressing up in mother's clothing. My whole life I've been feeling only feminine. It always seems so useless trying to be a man. Now that's a ghost of Christmas past. But now it feels like the very first time. But it's gonna be the very first time that Christmas feels right to me. And I know that I'm looking good, just like a real girl should. It's my
First Christmas as a woman.
yeah, Dr. reconstructed all my genitals, and now I'm waiting underneath the mistletoe for a guy who could love a girl like me. I took the hormones and I got my breath. This season's gonna be the best to me. I won't have to tuck it behind me, since I got my brand new vagina. It's my
First Christmas as a woman.
chop it off, chop it off, chop it off, my penis, chop it off. It's no use to me. Cut it off, chop it off, chop it off, my penis, cut it off, so I can finally be a woman. Now I'm finally happy because I made my goal to be a post-operative transsexual. Now I am a pretty lady. And now it feels like the very first time, 'cause it's gonna be the very first time that Christmas feels right to me. And I know that I'm looking good, just like a real girl should. It's my
First Christmas as a woman.
All right. Chuckles, what did you think about the song?
So the beginning of the song, it took a minute to get going.
It did.
And then it got hilarious. That chop it off part
It was funny.
cracked
I lost
me
it
up.
there. Just like he did. Well, now she did.
What do you think, bud?
The music was upbeat and fun.
Yeah. That's about what I had to say about it as well. It is upbeat. It's fun. I wouldn't say this is overtly controversial by any means. I think it's just people who haven't came around to that idea yet.
Right.
I think the controversial part would be the chopping off chant.
Yeah.
Which I'm
And-
sure
and
he
I
said
guess-
it just for the reaction.
Oh, it's funny, right?
Oh, yeah.
But I wonder if this was made satirically or like, you know what I mean?
I'm sure it was made
Legit?
satirically because I feel like if he was serious about this, it would be less comedic.
Well, I think.
Oh,
When did this come
Right.
out?
what I meant was
I was
like,
wondering that too. Yeah.
that's a good question. What I meant more so was like, is it obviously it's meant to be funny, but at the same time, parts of the song were kind of like real issues. I feel like,
Yeah.
just posed in more of an upbeat way.
Like which parts?
Like where he was like, I wanted Barbie dolls, and you know, he listed off pantyhose and like things that right. And they did another one called My Brother's Gay, also off this album. And that, or no, maybe it wasn't off this album. I could be completely mistaken about that. But he did one called My Brother's Gay, and that was a little bit more thoughtful. But his voice, for some reason, I always get funny from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
Well, I think it's the delivery too.
our internet hates us, and it is not letting me load up anything, guys. Like anything. Look at this. Nothing.
We had
Yeah,
no
I feel like
lyrics.
his,
Now we have
no lyrics.
no album.
Delivery was very carefree.
Very
and
carefree.
Kind of like he's just tossing these thoughts off to the side.
Reckless. His vocals are reckless, too.
Reckless, that's a good word.
Yeah. He just went. Didn't care about tone, nothing. Which is, you know, not a problem to me, but 96.
96? Okay.
So that's why I wasn't sure if this was like actually progressive with a funny twist. How about that? That's better. Progressive with a funny twist, or if this was just, hey, we're going for funny here. And then, I don't know if gender identity was a thing, as big of a thing as it is now.
Well, I know it wasn't as big.
Right.
Like back then, I mean, it was when we were growing up, at least in the areas we grew up in, nobody, like, it was still a frowned upon
Yeah.
ideal.
I kind of wonder if this was a sort of joke that a lot of people hopped on, because I know an older AFI album around the same era had the song Rolling Balls.
Yep.
About wanting to become a woman so he could join the women's bowling team.
They actually got a lot of crap for that, too.
Because that community is really big on embracing
Yeah, exactly.
gender equality and sexuality and stuff, right?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking here. So I was wondering if it was more progressive with a funny twist, or if they were like just funny and they're not really caring so much about the...
Yeah, like if they were just
Political
joking and
background of it.
making satire out of it, it made me feel kind of bad for the people that it means a lot to.
Exactly where I was going with that. Yeah. That's kind of how I felt with Rolling Balls a little bit too. It was funny, but at the same time, I was like, I wonder if this is controversial now. And then later I looked it up, and there was a bunch of people that were complaining about it and whatnot.
Yeah,
which
I feel like this would definitely be
You're going to
controversial.
have that.
Yeah, you're going to have people complain for sure. But I mean, I was just more curious. Random thought.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of high school humor, like back in the day.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. I guess we can jump into ratings unless you guys have anything else to add.
I don't.
I'm down for rating.
Shout out to Scott Punker, first of all, for the pick. Forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
So we
wanna
normally
let the
do
guest go
lowest ratings to highest ratings, but
That's
we
what we
could
try to
let
do.
guests go first.
Yeah.
Guys, go first. I'll go first. I'm going to rate it of
Ooh.
what?
Ooh, if you copy me, you son of a bitch, I will fly over this.
You don't have to fly very far. Just going to flop over.
That's true. That's all I'm going to do is flop, too.
I'm going to consider the time it came out and say a 5.4 because it was fun and upbeat. I think back when I was younger, I would have been entertained by it. Now I wouldn't say I'm entertained by it, but it was creative for the era it came out in and funny for the era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So will it go on a playlist for you?
No playlist.
He said no. I'm going to go with a 5.1 here. I think it's funny on a listen. I don't think I'll add this to a list.
Sure about that?
It could change. That could change because Christmas music's one of those things. Christmas will roll around. And I'm like, oh, you remember that one song?
Just
And
keep this
throws it
separate
in there.
from your family's Christmas
Yes.
playlist.
And I am going to go with a 5.6. And I'm going to add it to a playlist.
What playlist?
The Show This to Dad. And watch him
Fair
freak
point.
out.
You're like, Dad, I have this song that I always felt hit really close to home. I just get him pissed off right out the rip.
You'd be like, get out of the house.
And I'll be like, make me.
You're like,
I did that last night. I was over there, and he's like, get out. I'm like, ooh, no. What are you going to do? Call the cops? So
he just lives right next door. So rude.
if he calls him, I'll just leave and go home.
Yeah, you're like, oh,
Just
well,
two
I
steps
wasn't
and you're
there.
back at your house.
Exactly.
Legitly 2 steps. If you look, going back to the satirical aspect at the rest of this album, Gun for Christmas, Grandpa's Last Christmas, Away to the World, Christmas Time for...
Oh,
we're Hang Myself from the Tree. I forgot about that one. So
I'm kind of curious about the rest of the album now.
definitely more on the fun side.
Yeah.
But shout out to Scott Punker for the pick. This I assume probably will
thanks
be
for the great
patron
pick.
only just for the chop off part. Or
I don't really see a problem with it.
I don't either.
I don't either.
Send it live.
It's not live, but we'll send it. It's okay. You'll catch up.
I'm sorry.
We're not live this time. Jack's getting confused.
We'll have the editor cut it out. Wait, no, you guys don't have an editor. You're the editor.
I'm the editor. Don't say things like that. Okay. You never put
MVP
work
right there.
You never put work on the editor. Okay.
No.
We just say, oh, we don't know what to do, and then you just move on. Don't put more work on me, you son of a.
You already did with the initial
I heard that you
intro.
enjoy editing.
Depending on my mood.
Okay. It's fair.
If I'm like busy, no, not at all. Nothing going on, sure.
Fair.
But if it's like a packed week, like this week kind of was this weekend, things don't get done. That's why I had no videos go live today.
You're letting your fans down.
Letting my fans down. But we did. I made it back from home. I cleaned up, set up for you, and posted a video at 7. So we're making it happen. It just might not be consistent. But what do you expect with 2 guys
3 guys.
that have ADHD? You don't have ADHD.
I thought you were going to say 3 guys without a brain cell.
And you don't count.
You don't. Yeah, sorry.
You're ill-important.
Well, I would
I
never
feel
say
kind of
that.
important. I have my own microphone, my own chair.
Well, considering this man is carrying our entire creative side of our company on his shoulders,
This is
I would
fair.
be nice to him, Chuck.
I have a
okay?
fair question. Do the outros usually last this long?
Yes.
100%.
It's one of the
I
biggest.
never make it through the whole thing.
It is one of the biggest complaints of our community and the biggest positive. People are like, we love just listening to you guys chat back and forth. Then there's other people, why won't you let it in?
I have something to confess. After your ratings, I skipped to the next video.
You don't listen to the banter?
It's true.
That's all we're good at.
Dude, the worst part about that, is the fact that we did a podcast for a short bit,
Yeah.
and we quit doing that because our podcast is literally right now. It's the end of the
Well,
video.
I get to enjoy the real life banter. So I get it firsthand.
All right. Well, guys, we're 3 boys with 1 brain cell.
And you get to vote for who gets that brain cell.
I'm
Just
Joel.
pity points. I'm
That's Aaron. And that's Chuck. Till next time, y'all. Peace out.
Bye.